Excellence.
We go back. We just having fun.
For news, views, and entertainment, stay tuned to Society for Radio Democracy. 98.1, simply the best.
Monday, December 6, 2021. Good morning and welcome to the first edition of the program Good Morning Saloon for this week, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We will bring you this Monday edition of the program Good Morning Saloon. Musa Kamara na minim.
And me, Nasaptiu Kalon, good morning. Inside the program this morning, the chief economist na the Ministry of Finance, Almami Bangura, say, inside the past 2 years, government will take better debt from the international partner them. Magistrate Abubakar Bangura na Watalo Magistrate Court don't send 42 people at the male correctional center because police say they join hand for public property them. And today inside the program, we will talk to the Minister of Trade and Industry, Dr. Edward Inga Sandi. We will talk about plan the way the ministry don't put together for get better price control in the country.
Well, this and other stories them in the program for you, plus the British High Commissioner na Salon Lisa Chisney don't encourage women and girl picking them na Salon for take up leadership position. Members say they listen to we live on the internet on www.radiodemocracy.sl, courtesy of Osiwa and powered by AfriCell. And Sefi they listen to we from Radio Shalom 89.5 na Kwainadugu and Faraba District. Same way so on Radio Malen 88.5 and Radio 1G 101.3, Voice of Masuru 90.5, all from Pujaun District. Radio Kolente 90.5 na Cambia, Radio Mua 15.5 na Kailaon, Voice of Karine na Kamakwe on 98.0, Vopad Radio 96.5 FM, and Voice of Sando 95.7 FM na Kono District. The program na Good Morning Saloon, you can be part of by way you can send text message to the number 077 981 077981981 the number for sending text message and be part of the program Good Morning Saloon, or go on our Facebook page and drop your comments on issues them we would talk na the program. The program Good Morning Saloon they continue as we mentioned inside one power headline today. We go talk to the Minister of Trade and Industry, Dr. Inga Sandi. We go talk about plan them where the ministry don't put together for get better price control na the country. Well, for Sekadat, I want to welcome Dr. Sandi inside the program. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, and Fambulona, good morning.
Okay, continue for the week inside the program Good Morning Salon. We'll come back to you.
The program Good Morning Salon they continue, and inside the program now we look at issue. November 5 this year, one tanker explosion may happen at the Wellington Olwaf Junction. Also, according to a record from the hospital, now over 150 people don't die from this accident. Some done well and plenty still in a hospital. Well, Sunday, December 5 this year, this incident don't take 1 month from where it happened. And this will make Radio Democracy go work at the Wellington community for no our life talent for people within family may die, lost property and self-born inside this fire. As this incident don't take 1 month Sunday, December 5 this year. Well, Musa Kamara be going to this community and he gonna report.
As Sunday, November 5, make this incident 1 month, make Akanwaka na the Wellington community na the site where this incident been happen. For Musa's map, I see born Motkadem, more than 6 or 7 born Motkadem abandoned na this place, and also containers them born. Before I reach Usa Adeso, I see a poster we said and display the photo of people them where according to the inscription na the poster na the Bike Riders Union they sympathize with the family of people where they lost na the fire incident where been based na this community where they be able to recall. But how we don't tell like for people na this community after 1 month of this incident, I meet with one young man who go tell me and your name and what exactly they do na this place.
My name David Kuyate. Me na fit na this garage.
Yeah, from Musa with map to Musa the tanker being for done. A little bit drag, but I see motor them born ten on a garage.
Now the people away they catch for the fire, where they cry for help, where they can't run. You say you know they able to get for them, and snania motor. That fire wake out, they catch you the motor. So now that happened.
When I self lost anybody in the garage?
Yes, I lost my brother Alpha Conte. And my brother with the Okna filling station as side Jalo. My brother back daddy Conte. No able to see them body.
They don't register una naya.
Yeah, most of organizations they carry for register, they register with. Then kick out supply in a orphanage mission. You can go there for supply. They will give brother in woman because he left in woman with the picking. So now we give with the supply.
Today now, as I do this interview, making 1 month since this incident. Waiting exactly una as community members them don't learn from them kind incidents also, and what they do for prevent them kind here for happen on our community again.
Then I advise to we now at the community. So anytime we tank ourselves can't up around for tell and say, oh man, try for move, find the location we say for park at safety. So then they would all land their license there now.
I still in the Wellington community after that young man where they explained to me what exactly happened now the garage and waiting they see amidst another lady where they sell fruits them when Josephine Vonjo. Josephine, you did at this community, you they sell fruit close to this garage here, so and the filling station. What exactly you been see on November 5?
I lost one of my small one where I pull up line. I mean, I'm old 26 years now. I left Bele woman when I 5 months. Where the Bele woman won't get. The Okadaman and the news say, tank don't boss. So I can get rubber than I get rubber than they sell it when I junction have more a day. So you just can't wait to me outside them. Then they won't go take the fuel. The tank boss. It takes some time before we refire. People they come out any angle for come meet up this fuel. If you feel like say na any occasion that day when the incident happen. And you're all the pass to with fuel. People they pass they go down in the car with fuel.
So the fire reach so it's up.
Yes, the fire reach. Somebody either the fuel. You're all born. The shop me when I inside the shop he left it born because you don't be like the fuel is smell, not like fuel is smell. So if you sit down you pick me, we see the fire just catch inside the rose. Then the car register we bought some of them. When they car register they give me small thing them. Some man they give a bag rest, some man they give me that 1 gallon oil, some man they give me yaba, some man they give me oil, half of the ship and give me. Well, until left to God because we not to reach that like me so not to reach that day. And all they do for me so I feel pain, not to kind of goodness that I want. By this kind of situation. Anything they decide me right now my heart spoil. I know they by myself.
People wouldn't they follow developments regarding the fire incidents. Go not say one sector of society will be suffer plenty. Now the bike riders them, now the PMB Olwaf Junction. I come at this place and meet with one of them and talk to them. Wait, begin for tell me in name and what I
My name is Yusuf Sanko. I go buy the fuel, but I not go the quick. So the next man will be there near me himself in parking bike. Now influence me for I go build the fuel because him back don't flop in tank but the bike. I even for the under they safe, but then the tank cannot blow it. My bike in tank now be don't flop, so I end up for commodity. Can't map near my bike. When I have my bike the park beside this smooth car there so. So I pull it closer because it's now don't squeeze and sky for prepare myself now go now out because I'd already flop my tank. So me on bike key now come for down. They watch for the bike here, so they take the bike in key, the ace made up, I just see no man away the tank cage for away blow. So from there I see past 5 to 10, 15 man there over under by the street. Maybe say don't catch fire. So me on first attempt, I left the bike and I saw one car. Me on bike born. I lost me on brother. I lost up to 3 or 4 of my friend there. A rough bike man then die. But then now, if you carry, they meet front end of us, they meet past 5, 6, 70, 80 bike. I'm not say there now. The one way they go down ride all the way they go down come park now. Don't tell. So man will consider a parking bike. They are all bike they flop.
So roughly they say more than 50 bike man then die now?
Yes, roughly more than 50 bike man then go.
So at this moment, they don't can in any way register you?
We call for registration, then maybe give me a name to my chairman. Then let me say 2 days back, they asked for a life card or something. So I work out my bike and life card. I can't get it again. So
at this moment, what do they expect?
Well, me actually, what me they expect no more because Once I'm I be you we machine they don't born, no brother they don't go. Yes. And right now we should as you come meet me now, should I should na park since this morning I can able go. If they able help you, they provide for who back there. Or whatever little they able assist we be say we able push we go before long no able sit down so we able they nice, we able they fine.
Then one of the bike riders them we according to them in your bike born in your born and according to your accounts now over or about 50 bike man them dying at this Olwaf junction we and this now one of the this now only one pack who say bike man then die and the other side pack back getting you accounts of people them we die from the young pack. The National Disaster Management Agency Director General, inside one interview where they be the discharge patients then Connaught Hospital this BNTM say they don't register people them, but how far the National Disaster Management Agency don't go with the registration and waiting the people were involved in the incident, waiting them go expect from government. Now that's are not be able get the National Disaster Management Agency for response to. But as Sunday December 5 mark the 1 month of this incident, Radio Democracy continue to tell us to all man we lost people na the fire incident and that would have lost them property them and the other them we die. May God give them good road. For Radio Democracy from Wellington, Eastern Partner, Freetown, Musa Kamara, na my name.
The program is still listening to a Good Morning Salon. We come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. As we mentioned inside one power headline today, inside the program, we go talk to the Minister of Trade, Dr. Inga Sandi. We go talk about plan them with the ministry don't put together for get better price control in the country. As then at the ministry, we they in charge of trade and industry, we ensure say things them available in the market for people them and available at reasonable price where people will able afford them. But what in the ministry don't they do over the past years, them and months now, we get the minister inside the program, Dr. Sandi. Once more, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning.
As I tell listeners, them you dey inside the program for tell people within the Ministry of Trade, don't they do for ensure say una get control of the prices them and ensure say things them available at the market and at reasonable price. Taking from that introduction way, I don't tell listeners them, take me through some of the recent happenings and activities of the Ministry of Trade in this direction, as I mentioned exactly.
Well, thank you very much. We all don't see waiting on the happen in the last 1 or so years. We also don't see how much COVID alone don't impact on the global logistics. We make freight charges then go up. Some countries even they find it difficult for make sure say they get sufficient stockpile of essential commodities. So we will try for do as a government, working together with all other institutions. We able get the Bank of Sierra Leone for open a facility where they support importers of essential commodities, and the say because of that we get sufficient stockpile of some of their essential commodities here. Rice, flour, etc., etc. So you see certain kind of support they have really they help for boost. In fact, local people being surprised. I mean, based on the intervention we'll do, we then see, for instance, parboiled rice. We then see been on the go up to 500,000. And as you say, the price don't they come down. Right now, the wholesale price of parboiled rice they're around 335,000 units. And you also they see the other rice them like the Chinese one rice, what they call the butter brand, then serve the price and then they come down. So you did notice say, indeed, we put them the toxic price and they go up. Once price and go up now this country price and will come down. We all understand saying the freights then we've been on the go. Once we don't begin to see the freights and on the come down, and I'm sure as we go into the new year, we see better improvement in the freights.
For we listeners, them, Louis explained exactly what's in them freight charges and the connection to the prices them you don't talk about all the time.
Well, freight now the money we they give the shipper them for bring the commodity we say buy till we say you are making go. And then I call freight. In other words, like we they say transport. If you don't buy rest from Freetown, you want carry and go Bow, for instance, the money we they give the transporter. Say, yeah, cargo this minutes go bow. So that's the same as freight. We don't they see me, don't they go up. Take for instance, we took in the talk, cement. Today before COVID, the freight for 1 metric ton of cement, 1 metric ton of cement, essentially now like 20 bags cement. From Turkey to Sierra Leone, today when they pay $20. Recently, over the months, now I don't they calm down small. But over the months, we see saying count up to $72. So now that making the see cement in price being on the go. That before don't lead to shortage. But we too try for do to support the importers. We continue for deal with them and give them the assurances because we need enough stock of the cement in there. It better make you get enough stock, even when the freights don't go up. People then we want to use and they're able to get time than in not there at all. If there was a shortage in the market, it was going to hit everybody very, very badly. But now we don't see the freights in the calm down. You see back say adjustments and on the day. And we will continue for push on through. The Ministry of Trade and Industry in Dome finally passed the Consumer Protection Law.
Before we go to that, Mr. Minister, I'd like to bring you back a little bit. You talk about essential commodities being, affordable and the sufficient one at the market. Let's look at the affordability in terms of the cost of the essential goods here.
Affordability.
You talk about it and this sufficient in dinner the country where people at one time they get them. Yeah, so when are the cost of it here so?
So well, you have to be very, very realistic. Unfortunately, we've been find ourselves in a situation over the years. We've not been on try for developed industries. You should say most of what we use in the country, they come out from other countries. And then kind of situation there definitely make we all vulnerable to any external shock. So as the freights in the go up, the cost of the commodities then also we inside and they produce them because energy price also don't they go up. It definitely go impact on the actual price of them commodities. Then. So if somebody go buy, for instance, a metric ton of cement at $50, then and pay a freight charge of $70. We take the total cost to $120. We come, we always sit down with them. We look at the breakdown, we look at the cost, we look at the margin, and able to determine which thing will be, for instance, the wholesale price, which thing will be the retail price, and at then they will be on the do. But like I tell you, as the freights in the can down, definitely you notice the cost of bringing the cement to Sierra Leone definitely get for reduce. Would they look at how would they reduce the prices?
So let we come out from the issue of building materials because obviously not everybody did into constructing. Yes, I know. But let's look at things the way people need in their everyday life, like rice, oil, and other things the way you mention in terms of their prices. Because you don't announce price, but when people are going to the market, at the business center, them it's different from waiting the ministry go don't pull out.
No, that's not true. We talk about the wholesale prices. And the retail prices and the way would they try for see. In some cases, it becomes very, very, very difficult for making able to go after everybody with the retail for make sure say they sell they sell certain commodities at a particular price. Because some man will say, and honestly, as I tell you, we get trade monitors, but the trade monitors are not sufficient. For the whole country, we get around 70-something trade monitors. You want to imagine if you distribute all ends trade monitors there, even if you do it evenly across the country, you're not going to have more than 4 trade monitors in every district. But now that makes you see we come up with this consumer protection group where we don't already pass in Parliament, President don't sign the law, and we make sure so they roll the outfit inside this January. We don't make provision for that. That particular group now get for be taxed with the responsibility for go around not only with prices, even with the quality of the commodities. That they get for make sure say they're able to ensure say the one them where they sell them goods in the able to sell them at good prices and also.
I'll take you back to the prices of rice where you mentioned earlier, where you see been there about 500. That depends to who say you they buy them from. I can tell you say rice now they're about 400,000, 50 kg. You left to say the BAM. Sometimes it's 430,000 in some places. And sometimes it's above that. You talk about 300,000, slightly above 300,000. What exactly they talk about?
The wholesale price, now I tell you about. Buying the rice from CTC. What don't they do? We get price control at 2 levels. We get price control at the wholesale. We can able to sit down with the importers then. We take a look at all their costs and finally able to determine which thing will be the wholesale price. And then we get price control also, or price regulation also at the retail level. For making able to control prices at the retail level is quite challenging. Of course, you will need a whole lot of battalion of price control people them or even trade monitors them for able to go around and able to determine which people then they sell at retail. But I tell you, inside Freetown here, I mean, if you buy, for instance, the CTC Parboiled rice, that Bella, within the sell 335,000, would expect, say, if you pay transport safe within Freetown here, weigh something and they, you know, with anything above 5,000, you know, you go down with 340. If you put your margin at even 10,000, you were able to sell at 350,000.
This is not expectation or just imagination from the Ministry of Trade. Let go down to the ground because the end buyers them now the matter now not to the retails. If person they buy rest 430,000 leones, about 500,000 depending on who say a day. Now serious issue from the Ministry of Trade, from that wholesale to the retail. How will they monitor that chain of distribution for ensure say people can get the rice at affordable price?
Well, like I don't tell you, we depend do a lot of that. Which we don't try for do first of all, now using which we get the trade monitors. And then they go out there. We don't monitor within the prices and the be. I mean, it's surprising that you will find yourself in some places and then they sell rice them at 500. Where actually the wholesale price of the rice and as I tell you, the butter brand, the wholesale price currently that's around 328,000. So if somebody buy them from here, some of the logistics that we don't do as a ministry, in span in several areas. We get SLPMC, for instance, the Sierra Leone Produce Marketing Company. We don't open community stores then almost everywhere. That particular store, you see them, they sell the commodities and the particular rice at certain prices we all don't see them, we don't determine. And me go encourage people them. I mean, it happens, say, the trade monitors as they are, with all the vigilance they put into their efforts and when they do the work when they do, you notice say we just can't reach everywhere. But definitely with the coming of the consumer protection group or the commission we don't set with this we will begin employment by January, you could definitely get to see the one they are specifically they focus on which really they happen in the retail world.
In line with this price control issue, Mr. Minister, in the first place, is there anything like price control in this country? Because most time you see private business people, they go tell you say, now I go buy at the sale. It's like there is no structure at all.
No. I mean, I can understand where prices and they go up, and in some cases, everybody go and blame on price control. But if you take a look at waiting, how to explain give you, for some commodities, where the freights don't go up, where even the actual cost of them commodities, then we sign the manufacture them, don't go up. In most cases, it's easy for make you fall back on the weakest link, that, oh, there is no price control. But I don't explain give you exactly that we do price control at two levels, the wholesale level and the retail level. And I believe, so with all which we don't do, you don't really see, say, the movements and what don't they make, they really get towards having an institution where we really take over the entire price control at the retail level. When I tell you, say, we get challenges with, because with trade monitors, then we'll get, in as much as, then they try as much as they do, they are not just sufficient for making them able to cover every partner of the country. And that make we still, they even engage the traders union, the one that within the inside business, make we see and talk to them. We have been doing this all throughout the year. Me and the Minister of Information, we don't go out around the country, we talk to their stakeholders and they explain to them which and waiting we don't do as an intervention. And if we see we don't able to get them in control at the wholesale level, you notice say a lot is being done for make we see say. I mean, the fact is still that prices of commodities plus the freights them we people pay for making come with them, it really don't go up. But the other intervention we don't do, even with vegetable oil, what happened for say now Sierra Leone within the sub-region now we sell the cheapest vegetable oil, waiting to, because we get sucked in where they produce palm oil now. Now we don't need for import crude palm oil for coming to this country. And we also get two companies in way they refine vegetable oil. You see say the paddy vegetable oil, although the prices don't go up, but relatively compared to waiting they happen at the sub-region, the vegetable oil are the cheapest in this country.
Okay, continue for the way to. In case you just tune in, you listen to the Minister of Trade and Industry, Edward Inga Sandi, where they give updates on different things them where people forget access to when a commodities them where people they need in their everyday life, and how they don't put measures them in place for ensure say price and in a way we go make people afford them commodities. Yeah, the program Good Morning Salon they continue.
Inside the program, we continue for look at more issues as plenty people believe say women them don't they left behind for take leadership positions in the country for long term now. This make the British High Commissioner na Salon Lisa Chisney don't encourage women and girl picking them na Salon for take up leadership position in society, enough afraid intimidation anything they want for go for positions like this. It talk this inside one meeting where the Asthma James Foundation go talk to school picking them na the Sengbe PS School Academy for girls na Ruby's Capulum Chiefdom in Selunge for circa the 16 days of activism. I beg your pardon. Well, for more on this, we join Yeno Kabia.
December 3rd this year, na so school pikin dem na the Sembepia School Academy for Girls been dey welcome the British High Commissioner, the Asthma James Foundation, and other big people dem na den school na Robinska Fobulum Chiefdom, Lunge Potloko District. This na part of the AJ Foundation activity dem for circa the 16 days of activism for help make people, especially the man and boy pikin dem, tap for do violence to woman and girl pikin dem na the country. During the 16 days of activism, the Asthma James Foundation, when an organization, we don dey give mentorship, talk to adolescent girl pikin dem on how for take care of themselves and dem partner dem can use this day for talk about the bad thing dem wey don dey happen to woman and girl pikin dem na different parts dem na the country. We make dem be don go na the female correctional center na free tongue for talk to female inmates dem, but the violence dem wey don dey happen to woman and girl pikin dem. And sef the organization be no go with people dem to school pikin dem na the Sembepia School Academy for Girls na Lunge, outside they don go talk to them pikin on menstrual hygiene, teenage pregnancy, sex and self-confidence. Where in the talk, the founder for the AG Foundation, Asthma James, talk about the reason why they decide for take this talk na Lunge.
We are all celebrating 60 days of activism against gender-based violence, against us, women and girls. And so I have brought together experts who will talk to you today.
When pikin kid don reach the stage for making sin in period, most of them pikin not able for take care of themselves. Wey can make them end up get belle. Unice Nafi Mustafa, na the country consultants for Women First Digital, talk to them pikin on how for take care of themselves and the thing them wey them for do, we go make them not get belle.
So we need for no say menstruation totally natural. Make person not look down on yourself, say, you can buy the see period. That means for say this person here low, this person here not important. The first thing where I think say as woman them for do where we see with period, we forget separate panties them. You not find for wear one grey pad or for the one that we can use. You not find for use some consistently so for the entire day now one or more they use. And they make it a rash. You not find anytime you go na the restroom where they see the period. Not say because you wear pad that mean for say you can go use you can go wear somewhere for more days so no. You find for once you said fine.
Mommy and daddy business. Na one way kumbra them, no can gree for talk to them picking them boards. And when them picking ya can go learn for themselves, they can end up get belle. LEONE Mautarix, na the director for Mama and Pikin Foundation and a sex part. Na this in be gets for say to them picking ya.
Penis for go inside vagina from 10 and day, you know they meet up for go because now you decision for let go there. Because you love yourself, right? Remember, I love myself. Exactly. So if you love yourself, you not go just do something because person force you for doing. You get for facts for yourself. You not feel for doing, you not ready for doing, you then at school, you not for doing.
Salon, now one part the country them, we get high rate of teenage pregnancy na the world. And according to one report where UNFPA do inside 2019, show say 28% of them girl pikin wey dey between the age of 15 and 19 don born. Patricia Ba, na the national coordinator na the teenage pregnancy secretariat.
Not so because you get vagina means you don't big. Not so because you begin see you period means you don't reach term for get belle. No, you can get belle, but inside that pikin dey lay down, e not mature for carry that pregnancy. That road inside that pikin dey pass, that vagina, e not mature for stretch to the level for let the pikin head come out. So that don't mean say because yes, we don't begin to see with period, we for rush for go begin to do the mommy and daddy business, we go get the belle, then what thing will happen to we? So the risk, the trouble, the number, now me and you and a girl picking, now we dey face am. Because if you get the belle, when you uterus, who side the picking the lay down, right? Who side the bag, who side the picking the lay down? If you not mature, it can bust. You tell where they ready for, but the star man go bust born. If they bleed, that pikin go born. If they bleed, you know why they bleed? You trust until you don't bust.
When in the talk on self-confidence student school pikin yan, the British High Commissioner na Salon, Lisa Chisney, be encourage woman and girl pikin for take up leadership position na society.
You know, one of the biggest drive of gender-based violence is gender inequality. And we need to believe in ourselves, all of us here, we need to believe in ourselves. Basically, that's what self-confidence is all about. So when I was thinking about this, I thought, what would I as a big sister say to me as a little sister? Your place is anywhere and everywhere you want it to be. Now listen, sometimes people will tell you, that's not for a woman, that's not for a girl, that job's not for a girl. Ignore them. Your place is anywhere and everywhere you want it to be. Look, we are over 50% of the population in the UK and in Sierra Leone. And actually any country needs to make the most of absolutely everybody in it to be successful and for a nation to develop. So it's in our interest, it's in the nation's interest that we do what we want and that we go for the jobs that we want. When you learn, you bring the nation up. So keep learning.
Commissioner Chisney continue for talk to Nengal Pikin there on how they for build self-confidence in themselves.
Trust in yourself. Have the confidence. Be kind to yourself. My one tip to my younger self and to my little sisters here is just keep learning.
But what this mean for the Sembepie School Academy? Joseph Kaifala, now the founder for this school.
This is enormous. Nothing like this has happened here before. We have had a lot of programs here, but this has been a wonderful day. I have learned a lot myself. I was listening keenly throughout because, of course, when you work with adolescent girls, we need to know these things. Our fathers, their fathers, shy away from this kind of conversation. But I always listen keenly so I can learn, so I'm aware of what is happening to them so I can take care of them properly, because the moment they walk through that gate, they become my responsibility here, and I cannot be clueless. Madam High Commissioner, I'm glad that you are here. I was telling somebody a few days ago that during your short time here, you have already proven that you are going to be part of this country.
I've been talked to picking them, but sitting them where them be learn, and at this, them be get for say.
My name is Kadiatu Mbanglam. I am attending the Sembepie Academy Junior Secondary School. I learned beaucoup about sex because they say if you're not into the right line for sex, you know there's sex. Then if you want sex, you can use condom and any other protection there. I go think I'm very much important.
My name is Aminata Shebua Kamara. Land say, first of all, sex. They say every human being, as long as you breathe and you not mortal man, you get a right for get sex, but at the right time and the right stage. And they also talk about menstruation, hygiene and menstruation cycle, the time and how you for get sex, and I get for tell the thanks and appreciate them for can motivate we for prevent yourself from sexual activities and how for prevent yourself or get pregnant by boys.
Then Pikia end up say they learn plenty to them from the talk where the Asthma James Foundation don't go talk to them on the 16 days of activism where they end up assure the Asthma James Foundation say then go make sure say the team where they learn then tell them company name where they na host for Radio Democracy. You know Kabia the report.
Sierra Leone Commercial.
Salone Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile app, you can able for use Salone Link money transfer for send money to anybody. It like you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money na the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office. It let you not get the account number. Buy Edsalite, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You don't need for worry again, but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Yagbadon done for we boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all your supplier them, sell forex to Salone Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store, or go to Salone Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering value.
Commercial Bank.
The program Good Morning Salon they continue, and we will bring this first edition for this week come to you this Monday morning. My name is Saptiu Kalon.
And Musa Kamara na minim.
Well, inside the program now, they continue with you studio guest, when the Minister of Trade and Industry, Edward Inga Sandy. We so far we don't start for the update for talk about the thing the way the ministry done they put in place as way for ensure say commodity they accessible and affordable for all man of the country. Mr. Minister, before we go for a break, you will talk about price control, and also you will talk about trade monitors the way can go out for check out for price and also how the quality of the goods. So in terms of the reality on the ground, waiting you can get from there you different trade monitors here we can go out. How you go ensure see waiting and tell you the reality. May question a little when you don't ever take upon yourself and decide to go out and check things for yourself, especially if you hear so much grumble from the public.
Of course.
When recently you go out?
We don't. I mean, the last time me and the Minister of Information go out, we go na Gambia, we go na Bombali, we don't go na Bo, we don't do na Kenima, Kailan. We don't talk with the traders union. We also go to the markets. We talk with the people. We try to understand what they go on there. And I tell you, I mean, with all the efforts there, you realize, say, with all which we do gradually as the freights and they come down, you will see definitely what will get for happen to the prices. And man, hide and give you, I mean, we miss up the plan for Duam on the ground at Freetown here, and we get a couple of other interventions and what we do. As I speak to you, we get a number of people them way also to go out there, they check within the actually happening at the market. So apart from the trade monitors telling us within at the actual prices of commodities in the market, we also get people them way they give you feedback.
So right now you get the exact price of the 50 kg rice, like for example parboiled rice, what are the cost?
I'd expect say the 50 kg parboiled rice at as today inside Freetown here for day in between anything around 350 to 360.
This is not expectation. Let we look at the reality on the ground.
That is what I'm saying.
It's not what you expect. Now what's in there on the ground.
Yeah.
I may not have got the information right now as I tell you, but based on waiting the wholesale price of rices, I'd expect say the rice in price and Freetown that parboiled rice one I'm talking about. For the between 350, depending on where you are, to 300.
But you know, say that price is not so in the reality in terms of the cost.
You not get for tell me. I mean,
the price down at 510, 520.
That is not true.
As recent as it can be.
That one they say is not true. I mean, this is exaggeration. That rice, the parboiled rice, one bag rice na 520. That is not true. I mean, easy for maker even direct them. Go right down opposite bus station, and then get their own small retailer then they.
But if person able go yonder, not to pass Usauna Wale Posimba more reasonable.
Not to me they tell you say make you go on a bus station, but I'm just making a reference that if it is there at that price and when I then the retail and you get a couple of other retail outlets then for tell me say rice now 520. That's not true.
That is fact, Mr. Minister. Go na the ground where you left here, go na different shop them and ask.
I would challenge you on that is not true.
Okay.
That rice, a bag of rice they go at 500.
Okay.
It's not
It is true.
It depends on also maybe I mean if you talk about parboiled rice, you talk about butter brand rice, you talk about Big Joe, it can never be even up to 400.
Now we look at the prices depends to who say you day at the moment and who say you they buy them from. Let's take example, for instance, we me buy a bag. Now 430,000 leones, for instance, places like Lungi. So going to places far-flung communities.
When you been buying
That
rice?
was 2 weeks back. So that's the price me, for instance, buy. Going to the far-flung communities, you can't despise the fact that it no go reach to 500,000.
I will tell you, say, all across the country, except if you talk about then other high-end rice like jasmine. But there is no way anybody will sell rice. Now, any part of this country have up to even 500,000.
But what about the 430?
No, well, 430, depending on, like I also say, it depends on the kind of rice. But honestly, if you are saying that somebody is selling rice at 430, you are buying the wholesale price. More say even up to last week, the price was around 340,000 euros. When I've been hearing they don't come with, it was all over on social media that wholesale price of rice is at 340,000. You can't tell me even paying transport to whichever part of the country you go. Finally, go sell that rice at 340 or 330.
Mr. Minister, even if they say that is not true, we actually that not the ground. You know, things for the fact that we know the produce we own. For the fact that we know the produce we own, and you self just attest now, you say freight they go up. You know, things say people they do business for loss, and for the fact that we not get a proper, we not get a proper price monitoring mechanism in place. Obviously, people go.
These are all. I think say these are outlandish assumptions.
This is not just fact. You just state here say the price monitors they not able to reach all side. The price, the trade monitors. They need to go all side.
It is not fact. I don't tell you say we get price control at 2 levels, the wholesale price. And with the insurance say we also get their community stores there with SLPMC they run across the country. We also get good business people then we really not go buy rice at a wholesale price of 340 or 335. Go Alec now Kailon you can go sell and the 430.
So how much for jasmine rice?
So
50 kg.
No, I'm not going to tell you about just. More not reduce this thing here to that.
This is about
Mr. Minister. No, we look at.
More not reduce this discussion.
No, we look at.
You go begin to ask me.
No, we look at.
This
but you need for now as a Minister of Trade. No, but you for able to tell the public.
This is what I'm telling you. We concerned about the products that most of Sierra Leoneans, 80 to 90% of Sierra Leoneans able consume. So, you know, can begin ask me how much Toyota, for instance, when it comes to vehicle, how much Toyota they cost, how much Ferrari they cost. I'm telling you about waiting most of the people in the consume. Nobody in the right senses, no will left price of rice weight and they buy, for instance, the butter brand at maybe 340, 350 for go buy jasmine rice. Except if not that you they eat.
But you need for let the people know because why people they know you they guide people for say if you go here you mean this price.
This Monday morning we just come up from the weekend. By the time I get to my office, I think say I'll get to get the breakdown of prices of the essential commodities. And trust me, as you don't say, I'm going to look and maybe I'll get for even come back if you allow me for come back on the station. Even if not tomorrow, and actually maybe take me and you go on the street more go check waiting really the price of them commodities.
We look at the other one where they raise concern where now the issue of cement. How much now the price from the Ministry of Trade perspective for cement?
Good cement at wholesale price. Consider how much people they buy now at Turkey at around $50. They consider how much they pay as freight around $70. When you put down the one price, even when you not pay maybe custom it. In fact, that's why government came in this year for look at how we will reduce the duty on cement. It used to be 20%. You see, government don't come January, it's going to be the custom duty go for reduced to 10%. These are all things where the government is trying to do.
What's the price?
Well, it's the wholesale price is around 95,000. And you'd expect, say, as you take them out for Goseland, you pay transport, you get your margin. We'd expect, say, the price largely for cement for the between 100,000 to 110,000.
So it's 120,000 the cement. That's the price I'm telling you.
Then I was inside Moyamba, I just come out over the weekend. Cement they go at 110,000. So for me, you can't tell me say cement na fit on now 120,000. That's what we even need for cost check.
So now we look at the issue of the cement production. We get LEONE and also we get Dangote where they bag the cement na salon. looking at the LEOSEM, issues be done they come up, and even some people say LEOSEM don't close and hardback don't sell their own share. You are aware of any of the issues that with happen at the cement factory where the supply salon majority of the cement the people they buy?
Well, we get Losem, we like you rightly say, na Heisenberg get them, where they're based in Germany. They've been having a lot of challenges. I mean, a very, very old factory. I mean, this is something which we should have done long, long ago. We should have got a number of cement factories in this country over the years. But we know, I mean, as government, as a country, we've not been able to do all that in there. Now you see the efforts with this government they make for make sure, say, apart from Leosem, we're also able to get a number of other cement factories them located at the appropriate places. So you can see, say, with all the efforts there, I mean, unfortunately, some of the very key raw materials we in the use for producing cement, we not get them now. So a lot of people will go, even the plan for go inside cement production, we'll get to look at importing clinker when at the one of the core raw materials, plus the stone dust will get now, the granite dust will get now. I think so once we're able to get them factories and they run in now, and look at what we don't do, even with industry, we don't get two factories then where they recycle currently, where they end up and build them factories then for recycle scrap metals into steel rods. We also don't get in the medium term then two factories then I don't commit for able to extract iron from even iron ore. So with all anything that we do and the special economic zone policy we government plan for rollout, you really see say these are all drives where they make sure say we begin to look at what we still even able to produce in this country.
So what's in the future hold for people we want going to building in the issue of cement where the producer where people know over the years, you self don't mention, say don't they get challenged. Some people where they into building, what do they expect coming into the or going into the future in terms of cement production and buying
Sierra Leone
cement?
is not isolated. For saying an isolated country, I mean we get things and we say they produce where other people and they buy from. We self get things and where other people and they produce where they buy from them. So that should not be the question. We as a government they work very, very hard for make sure say we get them factories then.
Okay.
And if Leosem don't they get problem, we definitely expect more and more people. And when you take a look at what you've been talk about Leosem, there's going to be a reinvestment if there is going to be a buyout of the shares of Heisenberg. So
Okay.
whosoever they come inside, they try to make sure say they able to make that factory they run and able to make profit.
Mr. Minister, continue for the way to they come back to you.
Thank you.
Inside the program, Good Morning Salon, now we they go for a break.
Because money easy for loss, like how it easy for broke egg. You save not for life you couple business, so people they will not sabi, and one day we get ben. Union Trust Bank get all the correct and master sabi people them for help make you couple better. We na Union Trust Bank, team up tiganga, so your money go fine with no wahala, and you no go get we kind service no other side. Make good use of we SMS alert where they show you your money transaction. Enjoy the internet banking services for check your accounts. Safe, you can visit our website on www.utb.sl for no more but we order plenty products and service them. Now Union Trust Bank, excellence now it's on card. Union Trust Bank, the force and true Salomon Bank.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue. Any side way they listen, send your message or comments to the number 077-981-981 or you go to Radio Democracy Facebook page on www.radiodemocracy.sl. Inside the program now, we look at another issue. After we one driver be bang and kill one school picking a 5-5 community in Waterloo this Bientem, some community people be jump na street for all the driver for what he do and then be end up pamphlet. And this be make confusion come between police and community people. Outside police be arrest about 50 people and don't charge 45 go court for disorderly behavior and other one them. And according to the Assistant Commissioner of Police, where Makamara say police Brahma Kamara say police take this decision because the community people take the law into their hand. Well, a talk about this incident with reporter Usman Kamara. Also, it start for tell about how police be all people where they sell, import, and use pepper spray without confirmation from police.
We come realize by way of intelligence, say some people in the way they don't count an out secretly. Understand they try for put it out at the market, or they put it out at the market but a secret one. And some people are ready for even bring more. Some man get an out, you don't begin for use them. So we get that kind of information in there, we don't process it. We say it gets some validity now. We decide to follow come out and tell the public say it is wrong for let somebody important come out this country. We need to pursue again to follow the security forces or the security sector. It is also wrong for let if you can keep them. It is also wrong for let if you sell them. It is wrong for let somebody use them. We need to somebody we get for those security, especially police officers. So that kind of show will take.
Right, because suppose you go say maybe sometimes I work on a net, myself go want something for protect me in case of anybody want attack me. So if person they in possession, if some of them the material then the any need they for canton for tell owner say I get this particular thing.
Yes, well, it is normal that public order equipment we want for use them, even gun or pistol we want for use them. We get the small arms people where they go to. Where they go do background check and then they go authorize it for make you use them. You know, what they try for avoid now the improper use of them. We know that life for make you just use them like that because you get the potential for make it bring more harm to society than what you feel to say you try for do for protect yourself.
Right. So in this case, if I find out say now this certain person the cow denting, then they own find out say individual they in possession of some of the material, then they what's next?
Well, the alternative there is we will begin that process for questioning, and if we are not satisfied with the movement, we're not satisfied with the business, we're not satisfied with the way they in possession of our or they in custody of our, we're not got an alternative. We will don't investigate you. We'll send them to the law officers department. If case day against you, then go tell you the case day, they will send you to court.
So again, recently we see Motkam in Bang one school picking around 5-5 we riots come out inside and we find out say police make some arrests. Firstly, any arrests they want to make in relation to that incident say we happen at 5-5?
Yes, we make over 50 arrests, but it actually happened with one reckless driver. You just imagine after the police don't stop all the other motorcars. Now that school crossing don't stop all other vehicles. Come up behind, can hit that picking and they kill him. That kind of situation, everybody when a human being, he must feel bad. But they solve problem by causing another problem. When that one they happen, the saloon mentality. They say, oh no, we need for pounds on the driver, or we need for burn the vehicle, or we need for, those kinds of things. So the police say, they're not the police try for control. And the police at some point be able to pacify the people for making them calm down. But one day we if you say get sense pass everybody with a teacher, make some comment them way incite the people, instigate the people for say, oh no. You understand? So that make the people then go on the rampage. And then at the end of the day, a lot of things happen because even the police officers were assaulted. They see they wound somebody just in the name of trying to protect the driver, trying to protect the vehicle that motorcar, and trying to protect other people over there around where not get anything for do the accident. We arrested over 50, and I tell you now, say we don't charge 45 to court.
So we now like some of the charge system we wanna get to them people here.
Well, these are all public order offenses, like you're talking about righteous conduct, disorderly behavior, throwing missiles, malicious damage, assault, wounding with intent, causing grievous bodily harm. So all those ones, especially, like I tell you, get over 10 police officers where they injured, seriously injured. So now the situation around there.
So that the driver there now?
We get for dinner with custody, protective custody, as well as making sure say in vehicle where they use we don't be account.
Well, that's now the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Brahma Kamara. We talk to Usman Kamara inside that interview for Sikawa riot, where we be in a Waterloo community. Also, one driver be bang and kill one school picking, and also inside that same interview, we also talk about law where they don't put for say, the one the way they come and use pepper spray and all that in them without the right process. Police go all them where they catch them, they do so.
The programs now Good Morning Salon where they cancel from 98.1 FM. Well, still on these issues, police be don't charge this matter to court. But what thing that happened with the matter in court? We join Usman Kamara again for the court update on the matter.
The incident wey happen Tuesday, November 30, between the Salone police and some community people na 55 community Waterloo, na because one driver bang and kill one school pikin, and later, the community want for take the law at the hand. But first, make a talk small, but waiting happen. According to information, police been stop some motorcar them for allow school pikin them for cross na the side, where bookman them call zebra crossing. During that same day, one driver may come out from nowhere, bang and kill one school pikin one time. This incident be make community people and come out na hand for all the driver we do so. But police not agree because violence them believe say not to give justice to anything we don't happen. Community people let me change by the Salone police begin for stone because they not agree for make them take the law at the hand. Police be arrest over 40 people we be mixed by this school scars and some of them people na Mohamed Kamara, Ali Sisse, Rashid Sanko, Mohamed Toure, and other one them. Them people don't begin for appear before Magistrate Abubakar Bangura na the Waterloo Magistrate Court for answer to 7-count charge. We get for do it, conspiracy to commit a crime contrary to law, riotous conduct contrary to Section 12(1) of the Public Order Act No. 46 of 1965, throwing missiles contrary to Section 6 of the Public Order Act No. 46 of 1965, and other count charge them. During the term where the clerk doggy they charge them before the 42 accused people them say them guilty of waiting and team up for a court. But the second, third, and number 23 accused person no agree and say they're not guilty of waiting and team up for a court. The people them we say they're not guilty of waiting and team up for a court, the court go begin take witness them for no waiting happen inside this case. After all the normal procedure we can happen at court, we case can reach day, Magistrate Abubakar Bangura been send all the accused people them on remand at the Male Correctional Center, so till December 11, where Magistrate Abubakar Bangura go continue for look inside this case. Now Sergeant 1428 Bangura why they prosecute this matter, and the lawyer them where the team up for them accused people na lawyer LJ Kamara, Q Bangura, and ACC. As all this they be, one High Court judge, where the sit down at the Sexual Offences Model Court, Justice Manuela Harding, don't sentence one 35-year-old fitter, Mukhtar Jallo, for go 15-year jail. After we the court found and guilty say, he don't want me that the business with one 13-year-old girl Pekin. Police been charged the convict with sexual penetration, contrary to Section 19 of the Sexual Offences Act, No. 12 of 2012, and the incident may happen September 19, 2019 at Freetown. Inside this case, the state prosecutor, lawyer O.V. Robin Macy Jr., be applied for make the judge look inside this case in one, instead of judge and jurors, and the judge be accepts the application. According to this 13-year-old girl Pekin is say, now water e go for go take inside the convict in room, and ade e be gripper, and begin do mommy and daddy business with them by force. And during that same day, this Pekin say he hear in auntie and mama the column, but he no be able answer because the convict Mukhtar Jallo be tied in mud with pieces. And after, the convict been try for hide in half back, but this Pekin say in auntie been see we make he be call in mama, and later they may make reports to police, and self-medical reports been show say the convict tamper with him. Inside this case, the convict been denying all waiting happen, and self not been called no witness for talk for him. We make him in beg Justice Manuela Harding for sorry for him. But as it is say this word, na so what are the run in eye. Lawyer Randy Bangura, with the team up for the convict, self be big for inclined say, na enforcing this for meet up with the law, and say the convict get 8-year-old girl Pekin, where he get for look after. With all lens sorry talk here from the lawyer and the convict, Justice Manuela Harding been sentenced for go 15-year jail and for pay 10 million loans as compensation to the victim. From term to term, Radio Democracy will continue for updates the public, but the difference in them, where they happen at some courts them, na Freetown. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Usman Kamara, the reports.
Una picking for discharge today, but una not pay the money yet.
Doctor, give me your number. I don't send them.
Alex, I don't give you the number for send hour in fees.
I don't send them.
How much the big bag list?
Na 320,000.
I not get the full cash now.
Na for send them.
Send them? What are the send them where all man they talk about?
You late for your Rio Mary. Send them na go call the e-couple service. This one fast pass to simple. With the e-couple, you go send and receive money to anybody, any sign a salon, simple one. The person no need forget bank account or internet. Even if na bought phone get, it go receive and cash money, easy one. With the e-couple, you go buy something any sign a salon, and the person will go buy, go cash am simple one. You go use e-couple any side where you see this sticker. With the go call bank, mobile banking, just don't easy. E-couple, send am.
GhanaSongs.org.
They causing confusion.
But this confused me, boo. Look where Uncle Nat in Wall Solid. Look him block them with them beach for him, where they save solid. And at the same amount of cement and sand that they use for beach me own. But look what in the happen. Me wall down for them, all the block they all don't scatter. It like say some kind of magic they behind this. You want to know the magic behind this? Now the superior quality, extra strong, extra life and extra yield cement where are they use, and that's not Dangote 3X Portland limestone cement. Dangote cement now the highest grade cement in the country. When a 42.5 R grade cement, when no one day come na this country, and one of the highest grade pan cement where you go get na the wall. Where you want your concrete, wall and block solid, use Dangote 42.5 R cement, you no go regret them. You go get Dangote 42.5 R cement na online shop and building material store na the one whole country.
The program now Good Morning Salon we come to you from 98.1 FM. We still get the Minister of Trade, Dr. Edward Ingasandi. They talk about the issues or the measures that we don't put in place for price control. Before we go for that break, they talk about one essential commodity where people don't raise concern about when the cement, and you make mention of the striped moon don't they take and hope for come with more factories them. Before the factories them come in place, what in this type them way the Minister of Trade don't take for ensure say the commodity available in the market and at reasonable price?
No, it's available in the market. What you call reasonable price, now something we're subject to people their own judgment. But when you look at waiting people in the buy the cement at overseas, and you can't realize say even the cement with Dangote they come with now imported cement. Now bag when they come back and so he's also buying it at how it's being sold in Turkey. You take a look at what Maki themselves they do themselves. Now buying they go buy from Turkey, then pay ship, come with them. So and this is not only happening in Sierra Leone here. It's happening across the globe. It's happening. I mean, we go to Geneva for go get the World Trade Conference last week. After we don't spend all the time with energy, we don't reach Geneva. Last minute, they close the conference and postpone it because of COVID. And then begin stop people even from entering into Geneva. Imagine, these are people. So if you begin, look at waiting at the steps then, where then countries and they take for even make people, now they say, some people, if you not get vaccine, I went to a supermarket, a restaurant, for go sit down for drink coffee. They told me if I not present evidence, I've got double vaccination. They no go admit me to them. So if you see all these things that they happen, you should know that those places where these goods are and produce them, definitely they put measures in place where really they help them for control the spread of the virus. And because of this, the way don't affect the logistics chain, except if one for pieces Sierra Leone is isolated or Sierra Leone is one on its own. While this they happen at Sierra Leone, they happen at any other country. So take a look at prices of commodities, even in our neighboring countries. Don't go far. Guinea, Liberia, you go realize, say, some of the things the world don't do, now the best thing we any government able to do at this very difficult time. For make sure say we're able to get even the importers get the confidence for importing more goods.
So our listeners, one of our listeners, they say cement is still 120 since the price skyrocketed from 85 or 90,000. They asked what did the ministry do, and in Bayam last week na Kintom Bridge 120 and buy them Saturday again na PMB na the Eastern Partner Freeton 120.
But I don't tell you waiting at the price of, I mean, like when I don't bring and come up so, we get for consider now with the trade monitors as well. We're going to, I mean, particularly during this festive season, we're going to mount an operation where they go right round and check the retail prices of them commodities there. But as I speak to you, the wholesale price of cement right now is 95,000 euros, based on all the cost analysis we're going to do. Now, taking it from here to any partner of the country, when you consider the transport way they pay, plus your profit way the retailer segment go for make, you'd expect them for the anywhere between, for instance, 110, 115, 120, so to some extreme places. So as I talk to you, looking at all of that, we don't look at the wholesale price. We try to determine what will be the possible retail price depending on wherever that the country you find yourself. And as I've been to speak to you, coming back from cement, I just don't get to one retailer, don't send text message to me. Right now, as in this retail right now, the OAU rice, when other Chinese one rice, is going at 330,000 euros. The parboiled rice is going for 350,000 euros. And then the jasmine rice, where you see you buy 530, maybe you get bokumo.
So outside this portion
she's selling it at 365.
Now sign
the retail shop then
it's obvious say the prices.
I mean,
it's obvious say the prices then different.
How can there be this very, very large gap?
So
I mean, consider waiting one person to sell 365 the jasmine rice. Then you're talking about. I know they even expect within Freetown anybody go sell that same jasmine rice for even 380.
It all boils down to the issue of price control. Nobody gets whether for control, whether for sale, and how we for sale.
No, you can't say that. You can't say that.
So
we have trade monitors going out. We get trade monitors as limited as the capacity is. We still get trade monitors when they go out there. And once in a while now they see the minister and says when they come down, go on the street, they check for prices. And I know really want we begin, except if we now want preach a doomsday.
Mr. Minister,
what you cannot tell me jasmine rice like you rightly quoted on the mic.
So now let's look at affordability.
Rice sold in Freetown here for 530. It's not possible.
So let's look at affordability. Even the prices where you just give out, you think say affordable. It's not something we go be affordable of all Malek. Everybody go able to afford such amount.
We find ourselves in a very difficult situation, and if you want really ignore the fact say where COVID don't come, it don't affect almost everything at the world, not only Sierra Leone, then I think there's something really wrong with the way they do their analysis there.
So
as far as it is, I mean, check what's in the happen in Guinea, check what's in the happen in Liberia, and you begin realize say, I mean, if we were producing enough in this country, look what you don't do with palm oil. While I try to tell you, say, we're doing very well with vegetable oil within the sub-region. Now, because we're able to produce enough palm oil and we don't get factories and we convert them palm oil into vegetable oil. So you can as well ask, I mean, these are all successes where I believe, say, we've pointed. And where for indicate to we say, if we all can come together, if more farming go on, if we try to focus on particularly on the staple food and produce more. Some of the challenges we face right now, you cannot expect somebody go buy rice at a given price, then pay freight for it, come with time. Then you can't tell and say, sell at 250,000.
Now,
that would be the most unfair thing where any government
Mr. Minister,
to any business.
So much has been said on price control, commodities, and affordability. Now, let's look at another very important issues: policy and legislative reforms. We see this being term. You don't go to parliament on different policy them.
We don't get a couple of policies. I mean, we all realize, say, the medium-term National Development Plan, especially where they're in line with the manifesto of His Excellency the President, don't they look at what to do with the rural economy, for rejuvenate the rural economy. Now, we don't come, a very, very old cooperative policy we've been only done for years, nobody not touch. We don't come, we don't review. And we don't begin to see cooperatives and don't begin come up, then don't begin show. We get credit unions, then we get assets we worth over $1 billion right now across the country. And these are happening in the rural communities. You see, say, if you don't begin to do them kind of thing and they, waiting this, they really gravitate to, and for me, we're able to develop a cooperative bank. And we also try to look at the review of the cooperative policies. So that and because these now mostly semi-informal sector, you really want to make sure, say, we get strong legislation. We will really make sure, say, the people, the money and the way they put it in cooperatives and they Nobody not going to just easily go take and run away with them. So that's why we're building up the system. And we started with policy, we're moving on to the legislation. We'll see how we're able to build more cooperatives. You take, for instance, an agro-processing policy. We're not ever done in this country. We don't develop that agro-processing policy in line with a couple of other MDAs. And now that is really helping. In fact, the World Bank project where they support small and medium enterprises, we already get over about 65 SMEs then. We then into various value chains. Some then inside palm mine, some then inside rice processing, some then inside a couple of other things, pepper processing, etc., etc. And you see, say, then support them, they not only come in the form of training, also they come in the form of grants, where they support them for able to build up their own capacity and produce more. So I believe, say, and of course, we don't take a look at the trade strategy. We're not ever done it. We don't develop a national trade strategy. We are almost in the final rounds of completing the special economic zone. We really, of course, not be ever there. We will really can make sure saying create that kind of environment where more and more investment will get for come into factory development. And I believe say by the time we go through the thing there, we get them. I mean, most investors who want to come, they want to look at waiting on a policy where they speak to some of the investment they want to do. If they see say strong policies and they will really they speak to some of them and they really see say then they will get the confidence for coming invest. And you really want to hear more. I just tell you the rollout of the Consumer Protection Commission, where will be not passed into law. So with all that in there, you really see say within a very, very short time, as a government, we don't do very, very well. I mean, point at any other government where you don't really sit down and take a look at what would they do with the policies and where really go guarantee investors and we want to come and put the money into industry.
You don't take plenty bills them into parliament of recent. We get an agreement we get for do with the brewery or the alcohol. Brewery agreement, and also for winner for promotes industry, and also we get other agreement them we don't lay in a parliament. Whose goods then in bills here we don't lay that parliament could bring into the industry?
Okay, take for instance what you talk about the gold brew. Now only one brew again at this country. A second brewery don't come. Waiting that they do, now that I mean a lot of people we want to invest in the thing and they just refuse something, especially with that one brewery they get Sierra Leone name, just we say we them overprotect, for instance, Sierra Leone brewery. Now they also say there is the possibility of coming to invest into a brewery factory. And this just don't stand. We need breweries across the country. We don't need people that we want for consume beer only for just kind of Sierra Leone brewery. One brewery for the Nabu, one for the Makeni, one for the Kenema, as long as the market available. Take a look at what we don't do with the agro-processing policy. Because of that, Myro, where the plan then take them there. We don't do an agreement with them who are in a parliament, where they make sure say they establish a factory for do plywood. Thing we will not ever don't do in this country. We don't get two companies we don't come, but we don't care what their agreement in a parliament. When they look at recycling scrap metals, all this while with the buy scrap metal, if you forget you small palm body self now your backyard, somebody go can't and go sell. Now we have those and they were exporting them. Now we have those two companies. One we don't almost they complete. I mean they far with in construction, Nasongo, where they come for recycle then scrap metal and then into steel rods. You want to really know how much impact that forget on jobs, on cutting down on how much they import as iron rod, and possibility of even exporting within the produce in this country.
So the issue of the brewery agreement, you see now one saloon gets and forget the second one. The issue we been come up in parliament and the issue of the waivers them we government give to the factories during the term of operations. I think they can invest about $10 million, and according to
and go find make you understand how they do their agreements. First, the investor comes up with a proposal. We take a look at them. Based on that proposal, we look at the existing financial acts. We'll be able to protect them, forget certain waivers, for help them come and establish their factory. Most of them factories have established. These are capital investment. You cannot spend anything below $10 million on those factories bringing them up. So we look at, and we know they just give them waivers. It has to be based on the law. And then finally pay attention with the care about their agreements there to the Ministry of Finance,
When are they you get the tax experts them? For look at some of the waivers they moved on.
How much the waiver the cost under this? What's the salon? The cost salon.
I cannot tell you how much that waiver will cost, but these are some of the things you do to encourage more investment in factory growth and industry development. Make a can. I cannot tell you right now. I'm not going to tell you say, well, the waiver then hold on can, because most of those waivers are even based on waiting the financial access. Inside you get finance actually say if you can establish a factory, you know will pay tax for all the equipment the way they bring can. So if you take that and you put inside an agreement for a factory, we only do one for make sure say that factory they get the confidence, or the investor get the confidence for able to do that kind of thing.
If you can invest $10 million and you waiver, for instance, go over $10 or $15 million.
No, that's not true. I mean, that's an assumption.
I'm just saying. So now make I ask you, what's in the waiver?
No,
what's in the waiver? The cost.
Finance, the Ministry of Finance will get the tax expert them. No go look at you. They can invest $10 million and give you waiver where they above even $2 million. It's not possible.
What's in the waiver?
Well, now they try to tell you. The Ministry of Finance get the tax experts. We cannot take an agreement without having a concurrence from the Ministry of Finance. And the tax experts in there, no go sit down, you can invest 10 million. They even give you a waiver where go amount to more than $1 or $2 million. It's not possible.
So for listeners, what's in the waiver?
So this is what I'm saying. We have to go down, sit down. I mean, this takes a whole lot of waiting. I mean, you got to take a look at waiting. I mean, and even when we not do the agreement, I want to make you understand. Even when we not do the agreement, we get finance access. Not to this government, no more can develop finance act. Finance acts have been developed by several other governments prior to this time. Where grant industry waivers. So you except if you want to sit on
my point, Mr. Minister, this is not to proposal again, like a bill where somebody will think say the minister for the imposition for waiting the waiver the cost.
No, you cannot tell me waiting the waiver the cost, especially at a time like this. You have to sit down now. You look at all it, and I believe say the experts in the Ministry of Finance. After they don't sit down, then go into all waiting take for support that industry. No go sit down, you can't invest $10 million and go give you waiver where even they up to $1 million.
Mr. Minister, let's look at the reality of the different agreements here where you don't get with different international business partners them for car with different factories and also industry them. The last time you also talk about a factory will go and begin produce iron rod and other things. But most of they get you always say very soon. This very soon, when you go be reflective, when people go see all the agreements you don't sign with factories and company them, be reflect.
It's up to you. First of all, whenever I read it about reality, I'm always scared. I don't know who's there in reality.
No, but when they show, they not show it.
Well, this factory is going on. The development of this factory, they go on currently in Asongo. If you want me to take you as a team for go see the facility within the bank construct, I can take you there. You go, you see how far the progress. And I want to make you understand, say, when you develop a factory, subdue, you know, just come in a month, you develop the factory. You have a whole lot of engineering really put into the construction of a factory for make sure, say, the factory integrity day, for look at a couple of environmental issues then where you really want for note while you go into operation. And I believe, say, when I tell you, say, very soon, I tell you about very soon within the context of how factories and they come about. And as I speak to you, I'm monitoring almost the activities of those people on a daily basis.
Okay.
And they don't go very, very far with the construction.
Okay, inside the program now, they come back to you, Minister of Trade and Industry, Dr. Edward Ingasandi. We don't give you updates so far about different things them with people they use and need in their everyday life. Inside the program now, Good Morning Salon, we they go for a break.
EcoBank, the leading bank na salon. Don't come.
Hey, this blow me mind, Bobs. You don't hear about EcoBank, the new service to the customer them. That's not the EcoBank Express Points. When I'm going for make it easy for me and you. We don't want to go with Stemna Bank. Now that make EcoBank Express Point they plenty side near you area like a pharmacy, shop, supermarket, and even na microfinance or any side where you see the Express Point sign. On top that, EcoBank Express Point they give you the service where you bank they give you even where the bank don't lock. Like you go put money, pull simple money, open express account, pay your bill, buy airtime, receive money through Western Union, and send and receive money through rapid transfer when an EcoBank their money transfer service where they operate at 33 African countries them outside EcoBank Day. And you don't need for carry any foreign currency. EcoBank care about you. You just go to any site where the agent and the express point sign day today for easy banking, easy access, no yagba.
EcoBank, the leading bank na Salone.
When you buy and service your Toyota vehicle to the right people them, you know they get one a that. And that's na Sika Motors Sierra Leone Limited na 21 Bible Road Kisi Freetong. Sika Motors na the only authorized distributor for Toyota vehicle and genuine Toyota spare parts them na the country for Toyota Motors Corporation of Japan. Them vehicle and design for meet the weather condition of this country. Them make them vehicle then specially for meet the utility, commercial, private, and executive vehicular need. You go get 3 year or 100,000 kilometer warranty. In Otapdo, you go get license and registration with free regular service up to 15,000 kilometer for any Toyota vehicle where you buy from Sika Motors. With the state-of-the-art workshop, we get modern diagnostic machine them together with trained technician them go give you vehicle the service precision where in need, where that go give you the collate where you deserve. For no more about Sika Motors Sierra Leone Limited, go na number 21 Bible Road Kisi Freetong. Telephone 088 012 350 and 088 012 355. Sika Motors Sierra Leone Limited, the party where you for believe, forget original and quality Toyota vehicle and spare parts them.
The program Good Morning Salon they continue, and inside the program now we look at another issue. Some people where they do business have Kitong and sell things for it don't say one big challenge where they get na price control we no day. We make them call on government for address price control na the country. Well, then people are talk more about this and other issue that they affecting business. So we intern reporter Usman and Sumana Bangora inside this Vox Pop.
On the price control, let them put their food down and the business they will talk. Because where they talk with the sellers there, and they say that the price control and they are attacking. So man selling cows in container and they pay how many $1,000. We right now some of the companies don't stop for sale. I mean the commissioner give they didn't want sell a pay because the first price don't cost 400. We they sell right now 410. You don't see and for right now that they get money. Where happen they go up, even though they sell 1 month, maybe they will get enough. But therefore take care of kin there we owe. Some of the women and say now we owe you home. So it not go easy. Who they break up our government, let the price control and turn down na the wataki, declaring more. And then they fire. But then they say now wataki, custom, you have to pay now, you have to pay this. Who not to understand. So they plead to our government, say they make things easier.
So what do you think say governments will do for solve this problem?
A government talk to the one the way they count the apple. Then let them, all the business take to rest. Let them go back now wataki. Let them see how they go amend the situation. Because me like me supposed to go pull in money. How many thousand? We go buy way car. Then can't ask price for that. It's a fact they put some price up. But me, the only solution let price control day. Because when price control now, the online they do what you want. I don't know more they make for government. They plead to the price control day. Then be fit.
Well, the price control is not stable. The price then just they go up. Now the shop them. We don't know what's in the problem. But we believe say if the government synapse for we, the price then go stable. We buy we market sell come and they buy it Friday because now you owe 1 million for go buy market. You know they see the kind markets where they go buy. And when you buy at the end of the day, you know they get no profits inside it. The price they tell governments for make them try for we. Let them put this price control here so let the price be stable now the market. So that we sell for we they sell, we go get straight we they get for the business. But right now we they sell no more.
So what do you think say go solve this problem also?
Well, this problem, what me think say go solve and the government. and then for stand for we for let this problem now so go solve because our price them in day before not to so price them they every day where you sleep you wake you they meet another price where you sleep you wake you they meet another price so the price are not stable every day they're not at 20,000 and go at 30,000 so even where they go buy the market there and a shop where you can put some you sell you they see say it's slow the goods and they so say boku market and now they go put in for where you can allow
What do you think about the different prices of goods then?
well the difference of the prices there is great. They not they even add 1,000 and then 10,000 5,000 per one goods so that you go find out say you go hold 30,000 you spit out you not get coal you not get rest you dey able for manage and you cook. But now, where you hold 50,000, you know they have self for cook for you plus as I know go say you buy rest inside it. Now where you want cook for you picking and also na bell food 100,000 and the cost of living is so too hard for let you go get 100,000 for make you go eat.
Well, that's na voice of some people wey be dey talk to Radio Democracy. Outside them they raise concern about them business wey they do and also talk about the price control where they say now one big challenge what on they affect them business. Well, let me raise that concern the insight away internal reporter Osman and Sumana Bangura. The program Good Morning Salon they continue and we come over to a studio guest.
And inside the program, then we be done. They send a text message them on 077981981 and also on our Facebook page. Now, time for me to take few messages, quick one, and reach to Minister again for response to them. This one say, Mr. Minister is okay. Mr. Minister, I bought a rice for 520,000. So how comes you are talking about 360?
Another message is, Mr. Minister, when was the last time you went to the business centers themselves as to ensure that you get first-hand information rather than relying on your trade monitors?
This one say prices are not really controlled in Sierra Leone. That now form with 077981981
This one from a Facebook page, they say the issue of comparing Sierra Leone to other country is so not in place. We are always comparing Sierra Leone when it comes to issues when there has been no improvement. But when it comes to things that is good, we cannot say anything.
This one says, please, sir, help us with the address to the shop where the rice is sold 380 and 330.
Another message say affordability is so challenging for the ordinary man out there. When you look at hand in power of most Sierra Leoneans, trust me, most people are not having their 3 meals per day because price hiking is always reflecting in markets and goods.
And this one say price will continue to rise and unless a realistic view is taken on those commodities.
This one say, Mr. Minister, please outline what you've done in terms of reality on the grounds to ensure that commodities are not just available but they are also affordable for the people no matter your status. All Sierra Leoneans should be able to provide things to eat and other things they need in their daily lives.
Well, from the text messages there, because of time, we come to the Minister of Trade, Dr. Sandy, for response to the messages there so far.
Thank you. First, make a go to the box message one I just read. If you take a look at waiting the person they talk say price control, they go. I mean, not they because of waiting they happen and Wataki. I can understand with them. It not necessarily even means saying that tax and don't go. When the freights and go, and then people then the way they count and then they count and through Wataki. Some man not even take the time for explain, give people then say that the freights and we don't go up, but man can just say na Wataki. And if you take a look at the tax system we'll get at the country, Sierra Leone, they do very, very well when it comes to taxes. You don't see which I just don't mention, which we don't do with even cement. I mean, rice now one commodity now we not they attract any duty, you know, get any GST. We don't even go to the point flour would they bring and now we don't put GST panel. Now we think about cement, we have been 20% duty and they come down to 10%. So if you take a look at all waiting this government don't do, you go really know say if it was not because the money what they pay the ship people them where they bring canteen, where not only this country and then people where they talk say enough I may they compare Sierra Leone with other country them where they go buy them thing and they the other country and they'll tell you say because na salon you come out so where they reduce the price so everybody are open market you go you buy them and then you come with them. So somebody will come out Liberia, somebody will come out Guinea, now the same price and they go sell them. So you realize, say, and at this now we really want to make with family understand this COVID and the way the economy been done turn, what we've been supposed to don't change years ago for bring more factory them, we're able to make sure to produce them thing the more they use, and all part of the reason we make we find ourselves in this kind of situation.
Okay.
And waiting government don't do, and like with the other person they act, waiting at some of the things they more don't do, we're not tangible things. And take a look at the number of agreements that we don't do. We don't do 2 flour agreements where they establish flour mill. Sierra Leone flour mill been not shut down for over 30 years. We don't do an agreement, we don't revive them. Now then they produce in this country. Take a look at what we don't do with the Miro factory where they can begin produce plywood. Take a look at what we don't do with the 2 companies them where they can establish factories them where they recycle scrap metals. So if you take, there are so many more. Take a look at what happened with this company even in Dwazak cold storage. We shut down. Now we don't get a number of factories them. In fact, we get a company where they even can Coca-Cola production in this country. So you really see, we are moving out of our old shell. We are coming into a new Sierra Leone where they look at what we will do with producing what we consume.
So quickly, we don't see they attend different international trips them on inter-trade fair and other things them. When are the essence of then different trips and they don't attend in terms of improving the industry as a whole?
Of course, part of waiting government they try to do, especially at this very, very difficult time. We go to Dubai. I get the opportunity for meet with the Minister of State for Industry. We do one agreement where we look at preferential trade between Sierra Leone and the UAE. That one they really get for benefit Sierra Leone a whole lot. I can't Turkey. We can get what we call the Turkey African Business Forum. We go there, we engage, we get a number of investors them. We don't show interest, we can do a couple of factories then. We dip an engagement and they look at waiting at some of the things them way they make we say the environment of this country better than other country them. And I believe say based on which we don't give them a good number of them, therefore decide say, okay, well, we say we convince what can I say them. Then of course we didn't forget the World Trade, the 12th Ministers of Trade Conference under the WTO in Geneva. We go. Unfortunately, the COVID-19, the new Omicron virus variant where they don't discover then decide to postpone that particular conference. But what we've been supposed to go do there, now for talk on what countries and do with fish subsidies.
Okay.
And that one they all been for don't really help for make sure say the one them we look at people then where they into fish business in this country get opportunities then we're going to make them even thrive. In the midst of the global competition where they for either fishing and the sales of fish. So I think say some of them things they all don't do. The number of investors them we don't get. In fact, the last time we were talking, one of the investors one can establish a pharmaceutical factory now where they can work on that. They don't send some of the drugs them we mostly we they consume where they in high demand in this country, and they look at waiting and we put together for a factory who can operate in this country. So I think say, a number of things that don't really come out of that their engagement, their international engagements in there.
Okay, plenty thank you to you. I'm Dr. Edward Ingerson, the Minister of Trade and Industry. Yeah. We will get inside the program Good Morning Salon for today. Well, now this edition of the program Good Morning Salon they left you. We guest now by the Minister of Trade and Industry, Dr. Edward Ingerson. We can talk about plan the way the ministry don't put in place, forget better price control, and also make sure say the different commodity they are affordable and available. We all Sierra Leone go able to provide. And now this edition of the program Good Morning Salon they left you. Plenty thank you to the technical team, to the producer them, Alex Lawrence Koroma and Michael Sambola, that them produce this program. DJ Lava give you technical support, and also Moses Kavora and Osman Kamara make on us see we live on our Facebook page. We will bring this edition of the program Good Morning Salon come to you this Monday morning. May Nasab to you Kalonde say, get yourself a wonderful day.
Musa Kamari say bye-bye.